this is Russ. What am I doing in the car? Yeah, well, we have some neighbors, I guess, who are putting up a new roof. Who puts up a roof in December? Yeah, so all I kept hearing was this constant pounding, 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 because they're taking off the roof tiles and then they're pounding in new ones. And so I decided, well, I'll wait a little bit to see if I can do it still. But no, it's just constant pounding. So I needed to get a video out to you guys today. So I figured, well, the only way I can do this is get out in the car. Now, I've done videos out in the car before where I've done some food reviews, but yeah, we're gonna talk about e-bikes today because this is one of our e-bike days. If it was a Monday video, maybe I could have gotten away with that. No, but I have one for tomorrow, which is today for you. So I said, no, I got to go out somewhere to do this. So I said, yeah, let's just do it in the car. No big deal. Had to bundle up a little bit. I've got a sweatshirt on. I got this hoodie thing as well. I think it was like just under 38, 39 degrees, something like that, under 40 degrees. So yeah, I think it said that the weather was going to be a little bit nicer maybe by Friday or Saturday, where we might hit 50 degrees. I think if it hits 50, I might actually take my bike out at least a little bit. I mean, I don't expect to go too far and too long, but yeah, I've been having this itch to ride something. I haven't ridden my bike in over a month and something now because of this coughing. Yeah, the coughing's still happening. I brought a cup of water just in case. Take a sip of it now. I can. It's dry throat. I think that what happens. My throat will dry out and then I'll start a coughing spell. So, anyways, so what are we going to talk about today? I said, there's a couple of different topics that maybe we haven't covered before. As you know, I usually ride out on the street or I'm on some type of paved path. But the streets are really where I like to be at overall. But I know a lot of you guys are a little afraid to get on the street sometimes because maybe in your area the cars aren't as tolerant of bike riders. And in our area, I think people know there's a lot of bikes out. I mean, there's not tons all over the place, but I ride mostly residential streets, as you know, if I can. And then sometimes I do have a few that I have to go with the faster traffic. But I think they know that the bikes are out there. That doesn't mean that we don't have bike accidents, because even some reports on not our particular area, but in the surrounding suburbs, I've had some reports of bike riders getting hit. So yeah, you got to be a little bit careful while you're out there. So I was thinking about, what about the strategies of how do you ride on the street? How do you make that decision to do it? And I was recently watching a couple of e-trike videos. Some of the other guys have e-trikes, and they've been reviewing them. So I was looking at that, and I'm going, well, if they're riding on the street, how do they deal with that? Okay, because at least on a bike, your width is a lot less on two wheels than it is when you're on a trike, which is wider, which means a lot of us tend to hug closer towards the shoulder of the road, right? On an e-trike, I don't think you can really do that. I mean, if you put the center wheel, your front center wheel, close to the shoulder of the road, one of your tires is going to be on the shoulder. Agreed? So if you don't want to have that one tire running constantly on the shoulder, which is usually more gritty, I mean, cars ride and then all the dirt and stones and pebbles get pushed to the shoulder, which sometimes, they expect the bikers to ride on the shoulder that way, which this is why we all get flats, okay? So if you wanted to ride on the actual lane, you have to take more of the lane. I mean, think about the rear two tires on a trike. To keep that one wheel off of the shoulder, you've got to be further into the lane. Now, you know that I usually recommend riding a third of the lane to the right, okay? It's kind of like taking the lane, yeah. But I still stay a third closer, I should say, third of the lane, but closer to the shoulder. You can't really do that with the trike, okay? Because its width is something that you have to be aware of. So I know there's a couple of trikes out now that the width is a little bit less. Having watched some of the reviews about these trikes, some are pretty wide. All right, so you got to be aware if you're going to ride a e-trike in the street, you got to be super careful. Okay, now if you're just riding an e-bike like I do, yeah, you could hug the shoulder if you want, get closer to the shoulder. But the problem with this is that, if you're right up to the edge of where the shoulder is, or maybe you do ride the shoulder, but a lot of us don't want to simply because it's got a lot of pebbles and all sorts of stuff that can cause a flat. So we usually ride right on the edge of the shoulder. If you do that, cars that want to take that lane that you're on, sometimes they will move over to the second lane to the left. Sometimes they don't. And a lot of times if you give them extra space because you're hugging that line, some of those guys won't even move. They'll just go straight forward. And if that happens, they're going to either shove you into the shoulder, or you might get clipped. Yeah, so this is why my strategy has always been ride a third in the lane. Now, when that happens, they can't pass you. They have no option but to move to the left. Okay. Now they may not go all the way to the left lane, but they'll at least move a little bit to the left. But it's known to them that they have to do that if they want to pass. I think you're actually safer if you take a third of the lane. That's always been my strategy, and when riding on the street. Okay. Now they're gonna be unhappy. Some may honk you. Okay, I've never been honked, but some may honk the horn at you because of that. But hey, in my opinion, if that's what keeps me safe, that's what I'm going to do. If they want to pass me, move to the left, right? It's easier for them to move to the left than you to be crammed over. So I just wanted to say that, if you're going to ride the street, be aware of what's happening, and then also do things that will protect yourself. Now, obviously, you should be wearing your helmet. I ride with the X-Nito helmet, which is rated to 28 miles per hour. I have that light blinking in the back on my helmet. I will usually have a front light on, which is usually the external lights that I clamp onto my handlebars. I don't usually use the ones that come with the bike because they're usually not powerful enough, and they don't blink. So I usually have a blinking front headlight blinking. And then I have a rear tail light blinking too. So so I have blinking on front and back. Now, the reason the front one is on, I want oncoming traffic to know I'm coming. But I need something in the back too to blink so that the cars can notice that I'm actually there. So you have to take steps to protect yourself is what I'm saying. But the reason I like taking streets, as you know, I like going places. I'd rather feel like I've gotten to some destination that I wanted to go to. I know a lot of you guys like riding the trails and like riding, bike paths and stuff. But yeah, I've always been, after I started riding on the street, I've always been like, yeah, I like going on the streets. I like going to go places and doing things. So just be a little careful in that regards. Now, I also recommend that you wear a safety vest. I usually have a yellow safety vest on or an orange safety vest on. There's some reflectors on those things too, so it kind of helps reflect a little bit in case it's nighttime, but I don't ride in the night anyway. But that bright orange and that bright yellow safety vest keeps me more visible, and I think that's necessity if you're going to ride the streets, right? Okay, so what else should you do? What else can you do to keep yourself safe? Well, wear your biking gloves in case something does happen. You get pushed off. You're gonna extend your arms. Just out of instinct, you're gonna do that. No reason to keep all scratched up, even on your palms of your hands and everything. Wear the bike gloves. I usually have sunglasses on, when I'm riding. So it's usually polarized prescription glasses, like what I'm wearing right now. And it's hard to sometimes read the display screen on your bike. I mentioned before that one of you guys had told us that if you put a diagonal strip of clear packing tape on the display screen, actually I said diagonal, because straight up and down or horizontally mounted, I still couldn't see it. But diagonally, it somehow cut it so that I could see through things with my polarized sunglasses. I usually wear sunglasses, and I think that's basically it. Oh, and don't turn music on and stuff like that while you're riding on the street. Okay, if you have a Bluetooth speaker or something, yeah, you want to hear everything that's going on. Really, I think it's safer if you just simply pay attention to what's going on the streets. Now, hand signals are always necessary. Okay, I do, if I do a left hand turn, I stick my left hand out. If I do a right hand turn, I stick my right hand out. Okay, I don't do the up position for with my left hand for a right turn. I don't do that. You stick your right hand out while you're riding a bike. They can see, hey, this guy's turning right. Okay, let the people know what your intentions are and do it early enough so that you know, the traffic, you know, can accommodate you. Now, I've noticed too, as you ride up to a stop sign, a lot of the oncoming traffic cars will wave you through. Even if they wave you through, make sure you look left and right. You don't want these other cars who haven't waved you through running you over. Okay, and a lot of the drivers do that because they don't want to be the guy that hits you, so they figure, I'll just let the guy go. But sometimes you're breaking the pattern of maybe a four-way stop or something because some other guy waved you on. You got to make sure all of the drivers know you're going. Okay, I usually will wave to them as a thank you, but sometimes I'll also wave saying that I acknowledge that he's letting me go. Because even if a guy waves you forward, okay, like let's say he's an oncoming traffic, he waves you to go forward, and then you hesitate a little bit. He's thinking, okay, he's not going to go, and then he moves forward as well. Well, then he's going to clip you, right? So if he wants me to go, I will wave the acknowledgement. I'll make sure I'll look left and right, make sure these other guys know I'm moving forward before I hit and go into that intersection when there's cars. Okay. So you got to take steps to keep yourself safe is all I'm basically saying. And if we do that, I think we'll be a lot better off than just simply, you know, not doing things to keep ourselves safe. So that's really all I had to say for today. I just wanted to get some thoughts out there for you. Let me know in the comments below if you go on the streets and if you do the things that I do, or if there's some things that I didn't mention that you think others should know about. Okay, let's keep us all safe. We'll share some information in the comments at least. Anyways, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Hopefully, we'll be back in our normal positions. I don't know how long it takes people to put a roof up. Usually a couple of days, I would tend to think. Hopefully by the Saturday video, we should be okay. And of course, as you know, Monday's videos are always anything goes videos. It's not e-bike related. I've noticed more people are watching the Monday videos now too. You might want to check it out, you know, and see if you enjoy it or you don't. And then, of course, back on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays, we will do our standard e-bike videos. All right. Anyways, talk to you guys next time.